Good morning. Welcome to Northman's Morning Devotional with Gary and AJ. Grab your coffee and let's start off the day right.
Good morning and welcome to Northman Coaching's Daily Devotional with Gary and AJ. I'm Gary. This is my good friend and co-host, AJ. Morning, brother.
Morning, brother.
How are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you doing?
I'm well. So once again, we are going to be reading from the Words of Jesus for Men and Man of Honor, and we're going to be relating the two devotions to each other and then to the men's work that we do inside our private community of Northman Coaching Brotherhood. If any of this hits you and you like it, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we will get back to you. AJ, want to fire it up?
All right. How can I do this, Lord? Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothes? Matthew 6:25. Obedience to God in everything doesn't guarantee wealth, but God promises provision in all circumstances. Keep your eyes on Jesus and experience how he will supernaturally care for you. I like that. What a question.
Me too. It really, to me, it goes right to provision and what God will provide.
Yeah, 100%. God does provide. I was taking a look at it again, and I was thinking about it because it is such a deep question, right? And as it says, a spontaneous answer to this could be never. Food and clothes are what it's all about. A person's approach to life can easily become a mere survival philosophy of keeping your head above water, or a superficial life focused on only comfort and material things. And you can ask yourself, is there something more to life? Yes, there is something more to life. There's a lot more to life than money and greed and belongings. There's so much more to it. And same thing with the men's work. It's not about checking all the boxes. It's not about having the house and the wife and having the children. It's about living a righteous life. It's about living a good life. It's about being a good man, being the pillar of your family, being the teacher of in your family to your children, being a good coworker. There's so much more to it. And as a man, especially with children, you are the one being followed. Your children are following you just as we follow Jesus. So you need to realize that your children are not following the house that they live in, or the clothes that are necessarily on their backs, or the food that they're eating. They're following by the example that's being set and what they're being taught. And Jesus teaches us every day, which is so beautiful with the devotionals. And the men's work, we do the best we can to equip you with the skills and the tools to be the type of man that your children want to look up to, that you want your children to look up to and follow.
So also on that note, it's also with the whole clothes and superficial things that goes along with what you see on social media. People try to live up to the Joneses, I guess is what the saying is. For me, like I just recently, in the past 6 months or a year, truly found peace with what I have and who I am. And I think it actually comes along with accepting Christ back into my life. I'm cool with what I have. I don't need the shiny stuff. I don't need the fancy stuff or the expensive. What I have is great. It leaves me extra money to tithe more. It leaves me, I'm at peace, really at peace. But anyway, from this book, Man of Honor, it says, be the man who has a clear conscience. It says, so I strive always to keep my conscience clear before God and man. And that is from Acts 24:16. So I strive to always keep my conscience clear before God and man. I guess that just goes with having a clear conscience. So that's like, doing the right thing. I don't know how those relate, really.
Well, like I said, what is your conscience telling you? What defense would you give in Paul's place? So, I mean, that more breaks down to what the circumstance is that Paul's talking about there. But, you do want to always keep a clear conscience and an open mind. When you don't have a clear conscience, it's because you're holding back. You're not being truthful, whether it's being truthful with yourself or being truthful with the people around you. And that's the thing. When you're an honest man, that was a righteous life, your conscience feels clear. You don't walk around with that heavy burden of having things sitting on your conscience. And that's where I kind of equate that aspect. And like I said, in the men's work, you learn to have integrity. You know, you learn to be a man of your word. You learn to be a man that, doesn't take the short route. There's no difference between a white lie or the biggest lie in the world. It's
Yep, you're right.
and it holds on your conscience. But outside of that, when you wrong somebody because you react instead of respond, then it will always weigh on your conscience. And if it doesn't, it's because you haven't got to the point yet where things have fallen apart. And if you haven't, this is an even better time for you to check in to a brotherhood like ours before you do end up on that slippery path. Because most men, unfortunately, today end up in divorce. And it's a very sad thing. But if we look to God and we have a good brotherhood, at least have a higher power and have a brotherhood, then you can have those skills, learn those skills, take on those skills. With that, if you are looking for any kind of coaching or you would like to join the men's group, or if you are in the first 30 days of divorce, there is a free ebook to download, or there is one-on-one coaching. There is the brotherhood, and you can find that all at northmancoaching.com.
You said it all there, brother. Feel
Please
like I
like
didn't
and
talk much, but that's okay. I like that. All right, guys. If you
really
guys enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. I know we've said that already, but yeah, we really, really mean it. Like and subscribe. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good morning. Welcome to Northman's Morning Devotional with Gary and AJ. Grab your coffee and let's start off the day right.